In this video, we will learn some properties of determinants which can be used in simplification of determinant like finding factors or obtain maximum number of zeros in a row or column. So let's start. Property 1. The value of a determinant remain unchanged if its rows and columns are interchanged. That is, if A is a square matrix, then determinant of A transpose is same as the determinant of matrix A. Let us verify it. Let A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3 be a 3 by 3 determinant. Expanding it along first row, we will get. Now let us interchange rows and columns. Let us assume that we have got a different determinant. We know that we can expand the determinant along any row or column. Its value remains the same. Expanding this determinant along the first column, as we have learned in the previous video, we can expand a determinant along any of its row or column. Now we are expanding this determinant along the first column, b1 c2 minus b2 c1. Now you can see easily. Now we can easily see that both the value are exactly same. This value and this value both are same. This value and this value both are same. This value and this value both are same value. So we conclude that if we interchange rows and column of a determinant, then its value does not change. Symbolically, it is written as Ri interchange with Ci, means we have interchanged rows and columns. Now property number 2. If any two rows or column of a determinant are interchanged, then the sign of determinant changes. Let us verify it. Let delta be a determinant A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Expanding along the first row, we get. Now let delta 1 be the new determinant after interchanging row 1 and row 3. C1, C2, A1, A2, A3. Now expanding along third row, we will get A1 into B3 C2 or C2 B3 minus B2 C3, B2 C3 minus A2, third row, second column, the sum is odd number, so A2 into C1 B3 minus B1 C3 plus A3 into C1 B2 minus B1 C2. Now compare this value with this value. Before the bracket, the values A1, A2, A3 are same, but if you see the bracket carefully, inside the bracket, in the first bracket we have B2 C3 minus B3 C2, but in the second here we have C2 B3 minus B2 C3. Same way here we have B1 C3 minus B3 C1, but here we have just opposite, C1 B3 minus B1 C3. Here B1 C3 we have at this position, in this case we have b1 c3 at this position. But if you take minus common from entire row, we will get minus a1. These number will change their position, so we'll have b2 c3 minus b3 c2. This will become this c, after taking negative sign, c2 b3 minus b2 c3 will become b2 c3 minus b3 c2. Same way here, this bracket will become, this will come forward and this will go backward. b1 c3 minus b3 c1 plus a3. Same situation here, this will come, this will come here and this will go there. b1 c2 minus b2 c1. The negative sign we have kept just before the square bracket. Now inside this square bracket everything is same, so it means that this delta 1 is equal to negative times delta. So we conclude that if you interchange any rows or columns of a determinant, the value of the determinant get negative, or it will change. If it is already negative, then it will become positive. Now if you make a second iteration of this, means if you interchange one more time two rows or two columns, then again it will become positive. Now if you are interchanging say Ri with Rj, so you will write like this. Or if you are interchanging Ci or first row, first column with the third column, C1 interchanged with C3. So this is the notation how you will write while solving the problem. Now let us see what is the property number 3. Property 3. If any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. Let us see. Let delta be a determinant whose first and second rows are identical, a1 a2 a3, a1 a2 a3, b1 b2 b3. Now interchanging r1 and r2, we get, now the left hand side will become minus delta. As we have seen in property number 2, if you interchange two row or columns of a determinant, the value of determinant get change its sign. So we have interchanged first row with the second row, so its value should become negative now. But if you compare this with this, you will see that still their right side are same. Even though we have changed their rows, but still their values are same on the right hand side. It means that this is again delta. Minus delta equal to delta implies 2 delta is equal to 0, implies delta is equal to 0. Property 4. If each element of a row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant or scalar k, then its value get multiplied by k. Let delta be a determinant whose elements are a1 a2 a3, b1 b2 b3, c1 c2 c3, and delta 1 be another determinant whose first row is ka1 ka2 ka3, b1 b2 b3, c1 c2 c3. Expanding delta 1 along the first row, we'll get plus ka3 B1 C2 minus B2 C1. Taking K common from the right hand side, we'll get A1 is B2 C1. Now inside the bracket, this is the value of delta. If we expand the first determinant along the first row, we'll get the same value. This value and this value will be same if you expand the first determinant along the first row. So it means that if you multiply a row or a column by a scalar, then the value of the whole determinant get multiplied by the same number. Now, property 5, if sum or all elements of a row or column of a determinant are expressed as the sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as the sum of two or more determinants. For example, on the right hand side we have a determinant whose first row is a1 plus lambda 1, a2 plus lambda 2, a3 plus lambda 3. Second row is b1, b2, b3. Third row is c1, c2, c3. This can be split into two separate determinant whose sum is equal to this given determinant. See, the first element a1 plus lambda 1 now is got distributed or split into two different determinants. Second element a2 got this place and lambda 2 got this place. A3 got this place and lambda 3 got this place, leaving the other two rows unchanged. Let us see the verification of this property. Expanding the determinant on the left side along the first row, we will get a1 plus lambda 1 b1 c2 minus b2 c1. Applying the left distributive property, we will have a1 into b2 c3 minus b3 c2 b3 c1 plus a3 b1 c2 minus b2 c1 plus lambda 3 b1 c2 minus b2 c1. Now rearranging this and this term together, and this and this term together, we will get a1 b2 c1 plus lambda 1 b2 c1 plus lambda 3 b1 c2 minus b2 c1. Clearly, the first one can be written as c2 c3, and the second part, this one, can be written as b1 b2 b3 c1 c2 c3. This verifies the fifth property. Property 6, if any row or column is multiplied by a scalar and added to a corresponding elements of other row or column, the value of the determinant remain the same. Here on the left hand side we have a1 a2 a3 b1 b2 a3 c1 c2 c3, and on the right hand side we have another determinant in which two rows are identical, but the first row is written as the element of the first row plus k times the corresponding element of the third row. As per this property, the values of these two determinants should be same. Now let us check. So let us apply property number 5 on delta 1. So delta 1 can be written as the sum of two separate determinants a c1 c2 c3 plus c1 c2 c3. The first determinant is equal to delta. Now we can take common from the first row. Second determinant will become C1, C2, C3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. We can see that first row and the third row of the second determinant are identical. It means that its value must be 0 using property number 2. So delta 1 is equal to delta plus k times 0. It means delta 1 equal to delta. This verifies property number 6. Symbolically, we can write this property as Ri changes to Ri plus k times Rj if you are using row operations. If you are using column operation, then Ci is equal to, or Ci changes to Ci plus k times Cj, where k is any scalar, it can be positive or negative. So this much only in this video. In our next video, we'll solve some problems based on properties of determinant. Thank you.